Alright mate, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. The World Cup's over. It's time to move on because the dream is over for England. We're going to get back to domestic football and the Premier League. Kicking things off today with a updated Premier League predictions video. I've never done this before, but this is a season kind of like no other. I mean, it was a little bit similar in the COVID season, but we've had a big interruption mid-season with the World Cup, meaning a month of no Premier League football. And I think that gives us a chance to reanalyse what's gone on in this season and plan ahead. We also had a bit of disruption before that with the Queen's death, which meant some games didn't get played. Essentially, even though Boxing Day is going to be the return of the fixtures, we're not even halfway through the season yet. Only like 15 or sometimes 14 games have been played so far this season. So we're not even at the halfway point, but we are going to take this moment to reanalyse both my predictions and also looking at the league table right now, seeing how much we expect that to change come the end of the season. But before we crack on with the video, I want to tell you about something very, very cool. In June 2023, my football team, #United, are taking part in an unbelievable seven-a-side football tournament, the winner of which will win $1 million. This is no joke. This is the real deal. It's called TST. It has got some groundbreaking new rules. Every single game will end with a goal, for example. It's not just #United playing in it. Clint Dempsey, the ex-American international, he's got a team in there. There's a Mexican professional team that's got co-owners, the likes of Kate Upton, Eva Longoria and Mesut Ozil, believe it or not, and some other huge teams. Want to know more about this tournament? Follow TST, check out the links in the description, and of course, stay tuned to #United channels. On with the video. So, as normal, I'm going to start off with my relegated picks. Now, the league table you're going to see here populated is what I think the league table is going to look like come the end of the season. You're going to see how it's changed from what my original predictions were and how it currently is right now. But this is how I think the season will finish, with these three teams being relegated. Bang. Bournemouth, unchanged for me. I know they're not 20th right now. They're currently 14th in the league. But I started my Premier League predictions this season with them being in 20th. And I'm sticking to my guns. Yes, even though there's 6 places between my prediction and where they currently are right now, I'm sticking to it. I'm looking at their goal difference. It doesn't look healthy. They've conceded the most goals in the league. I feel like they're going to get found out. The only reason I'm slightly doubting myself here is the fact they've got new owners, of course. They've got new American owners. Michael B. Jordan's one of them. Could that come in with some investment? Now, I'm assuming it is. There's a lot of talk about them improving the facilities, improving the stadium. But I don't know what that's going to look like on the pitch. And I could definitely be wrong here. They could spend some money in January. And that's the thing. We haven't got January transfer window to talk about here. This is all pre the window. So listen, in a few weeks, I could look like a mug here. I don't think Bournemouth are going to finish higher than 14th. I'll be very surprised where they currently are. I think that's slightly misleading. But I'm backing myself for them to stay 20th. Nottingham Forest, I actually had originally as one of the teams to survive the drop. There's always, well, not always, but often one of the promoted teams does survive it. I think I might have got that one wrong. I think there's been too much disruption there. In fair play to them for staying with the manager, but it isn't working for me. I know they're currently in 18th position. I've got them to finish 19th overall based on what I've seen so far this season, even though I tipped them to finish 15th at the start of the season. And the final team I've got going down is Wolves. Now, when I predicted them to finish 17th at the start of the season and just avoid relegation, you lot gave me some stick in the comments. You were like, Spencer, you're a mug, you stink, your hair's rubbish. And you also said I was wrong about Wolves. Well, based on the current league table, it looks like I was being too kind to them, guys. They're sitting dead bottom. Do I think they're going to improve? Yes. Do I think it's going to be enough? I'm not sure it will. I think this could be the end of the Wolves Premier League journey for now. And I'm readjusting my prediction of 17th to 18th. Sorry, Wolves fans. Next up, Southampton. Now, for me, I was looking at 4 teams that could potentially go down based on the current situation in the Premier League. And this was the 4th team. Obviously, I've got the 3 I think are going to go down. Southampton was the only one I was really entertaining as a potential relegated side. They've got a new manager, of course. Young Welsh manager. Is he going to be enough? Is the squad good enough? The thing about the Southampton squad is it's young. They bought some very good and highly tipped young potential players in the summer. They can only get better. I think they're going to survive, but only by the skin of their teeth. Next up, Everton. They're currently 17th. I think they're going to finish 16th. So I think they're around where it will end up for them. I thought they'd do slightly better under Frank Lampard. And they still could get as high as like 14th, where I originally predicted them. I don't think they're going to go down, though. That's the main thing. Brentford. Now, I predicted 16th for them. They're currently 10th. But Brentford are a really hard one to predict because what's going to go on with Ivan Toney? Is he going to get suspended? Him getting suspended for these betting offences could be the difference between them staying mid-table around 10th or getting potentially even relegated. So I've hedged my bets a little bit. I've gone in the middle. I'm saying 15th for them, which is actually very close to my original prediction. We'll see if I'm right. Leeds. Well, maybe it's a bit premature for me to make any apologies because we're not even halfway through the season, as we've discussed, but I did have Leeds to go down, and I might have got that one wrong. Okay, I went with the classic American manager's not going to work out, but he's turning some heads. He seems to have got the best out of people. They started the year so well with the Rodrigo goals. Then they hit a dip, but now they seem to be finding their feet again. You've got the young Americans. It's all coming through. I think Leeds will survive, and I think, I'm not making any apologies now, like I said, but I think on the end of the season, I will have some to make, and the Leeds, they'll be getting one, I think. West Ham, classic Spen Dog, getting West Ham wrong. Looks like it. I predicted us 9th. I didn't think that was bold at the time. We got to the Europa League semi-finals last year, and I had us finishing 9th, and that looks like it's going to be overly optimistic. West Ham, what's going on? Listen, we've got a problem. And David Moyes is under pressure. And even though we won every game in our Europa Conference League, I should say, group stage, we haven't been going well in the league. There are some injury issues. I think Moyes has got 2-3 weeks, maybe a month to keep his job and start getting some wins, or else he's going to be gone. And who knows what happens if Moyes leaves, because he's always been pretty safe in keeping us in the league. I wouldn't get rid of him just yet, that's for sure. But I don't think we're going to finish top half. I think that's unrealistic. We're currently sitting down in 16th. I think we're going to end up somewhere in the middle where I originally predicted and where we are now. I'm going to say 13th. And I'd probably take it at this point, to be honest. Crystal Palace. Listen, I said 11th. They're actually currently sitting 11th. I think they might drop just one spot into 12th, but they equally could go up a spot or two and break into that top half. They're going to be safe. Patrick Vieira, he knows what he's doing. He's got a good squad. They might lose Zaha in the summer, so next year could be different, but I think they're going to be okay, and I think they're in the right position at the moment as to where they're going to finish. Aston Villa. Now, I actually originally had them finishing 7th, obviously with Steven Gerrard involved and in charge. That's not how it's going to end. Steven Gerrard is gone, and even though I think they're going to improve under Emery, they've got a bit of work to do. They've actually got a really tough return to fixtures as well. I think that's important. You've had the month off. All your hard work and preparation and training. If you start off with 2-3 hard games and you lose and you don't get any points, suddenly you find yourself in a different battle to what you thought you were. So I think it's really important that Villa try and get something, but under Emery they can. I don't think he's going to be a bad appointment. I think he is going to come good for them. And I'm being a little bit cautious here in saying that I think they're only going to finish 11th, only one spot better than they are. This one is one that I could be persuaded on. There's 3 or 4 teams in the same part of the league that I'm very to and froing on, and Villa's one of them as to whether they could get into, say, 9th or even 8th, maybe even a 7th if Emery gets all his plans down and gets the boys playing the way he wants them to. I don't think they're going to be lower than this, though. That's what I'll say on Villa. With Fulham, I've got to recognise them. With Fulham, I've almost got to start writing my apology for May now. It's going to have to be such a long one. It's going to have to be Shakespearean in its quality because I've got some real making up to do. Fulham is going to be a stinker situation, I think. I had them down to finish 19th for my original prediction. I can't see it. I can't see them getting relegated now. It would be a disaster if they did. They're sitting 9th right now, and whilst that would be, I think, amazing for them to keep that, I think they're going to be there or thereabouts. This is one of the clubs I was talking about when I said with Villa, there's a few clubs that are in and around this area that I'm not sure exactly where they'll be. I think Fulham will be somewhere between 9th and 13th. Basically, they're going to be good, and well done to them. Leicester have had a very interesting season, haven't they? I mean, they were diabolical at first. They couldn't get points. They looked like they were already down, and eventually they found their feet, they found their form, and it's been a return to form because it felt like it was always going to be with Brendan Rodgers and that squad. I know they didn't strengthen much in the summer. They're probably going to lose Tielemans in the summer, like Vardy on his way out, but they have found some rhythm. James Maddison's been crucial. I expect him to have a strong end to the season as well. So even though they started so horrendously, they have got themselves up to 13th. They've been scoring goals. The problem has been they've been conceding too many. They've scored quite a few more goals than Chelsea, for example. I predicted them to finish 10th originally, and if you'd asked me to adjust my predictions like, I don't know, a month or two into the season, I would have gone, change that to 18th or 19th. Amazingly, I'm actually going to go one higher with them now, and I think Leicester are going to finish top half. I think they're going to finish 9th. And in 8th position, I've gone with Brighton. Now, these last 4 teams are all interchangeable for me. I'm saying they're going to finish 8th. They're currently 7th in the league, but for me, Brighton, Leicester, Fulham and Villa could all be in any of these 4 spots. They've got a different manager, though, in charge of Brighton now. He's going to score goals. He's going to create some nice football. It's going to be fun to watch for Brighton fans. There'll be some big wins. There'll be some big losses as well. That's the kind of volatile football that he plays. He's not scared of anyone. He's not scared to attack. So I do think they'll struggle to go any better than they currently are. I think they actually will drop off a little bit. And even though they're 7th now and I've got them finishing 8th overall, I could easily buy into a world where they finish 12th or 13th, but not lower than that. Now, the top 7. Who have I got qualifying for Europe? Who have I got missing out? In 7th position, I'm going with Chelsea. Now, I did originally predict them to miss out on top 4, but I had them finishing 5th. and I've adjusted that and I've gone lower. Even though I like Graham Potter, I'm not sure if he'll be there in a month. I'm not sure if, even though they've gone and got not just Graham Potter, but similar recruiters and directors of football and all these people in place that all speak a good game and have done well at other clubs, I'm not sure if ultimately the man at the top is going to trust them to do their jobs. Because if he does, Todd Bowley, if he does trust in Graham Potter, he'll let him see out the season and see what happens. Because I don't think they're going to get top 4 anyway now. But who knows what could happen? Like, could they make a last-ditch attempt to sign Ronaldo? They definitely shouldn't. I think Ronaldo's more likely to go to Saudi Arabia, as is rumoured. But yeah, it's very hard to predict Chelsea getting into the top 4 right now with the squad they've got. It's ageing. There's a lot of players in there. I know they've got some good young players too, but there's some older boys that I have real question marks about. None more so than Aubameyang. I just can't believe they signed him, to be honest. And they've lost Broja to the end of the season as well. They need reinforcements going forward for sure. I think they're going to miss out on even the Europa League potentially. In 6th place, I'm going with Man United. That's where I had them finishing in my original prediction, and that is where I'm staying. Even though they're sitting in 5th, I think they're going to continue doing what they're doing, putting 3 or 4 wins together, then dropping one. They're going to be a bit inconsistent, and they're not going to have enough to get into that top 4, I don't think. They need a striker. If they go out in January and sign a Goncalo Ramos or someone like that, I don't know. It could all change, but that's what I'm saying for now. And the final team I've got missing out on the top 4, will it be Newcastle, or have I got the Magpies getting back in the Champions League? The answer to that is yes. I think Newcastle are going to finish top 4 because I've got Tottenham finishing 5th. I originally predicted them to finish 3rd at the start of the season. They're currently sitting in 4th, but the trends are pointing towards a slight decline for Spurs, I think. And who knows what's going to happen with Conte's long-term future. I just think they're going to miss out. And I have backed Newcastle to get to the promised land of top 4. And you'd be silly not to. They've only lost 1 game. It's only Arsenal in the league that can say the same. That's amazing, right? Yes, they've drawn a lot more than Arsenal. That's why they're not top of the league. But they've been very impressive. We've got to give Eddie Howe credit because they've not even gone out and bought huge names. They've just gone out and bought the right names. They've improved the team. People like Botman, Guimaraes, Isaac's going to be back soon, I believe. Like, these 3 are really good, like almost football manager-like buys who are going to get better and better and better. They're available at a good price. They bought into the project, and that project is an exciting one. And I'm going to back them to do it. I originally had them finishing 8, which I thought at the time was fairly, not generous, but about right considering the squad they've got. I still think their squad is overperforming, and that's got to go down to the management. But I think they're going to see it through. In 3rd then, who have I got? It is Liverpool. Now, I actually predicted them to win the league this year. And obviously, this is a little bit lower than that. However, considering they're currently sitting in 6th, I'm kind of meeting in the middle. I think they are going to get back in the top 4. Again, I think they've got the firepower. I think Jurgen Klopp is a good enough manager to get it done. I think they're going to be superior to the likes of Tottenham and Chelsea and Man United. And I think they'll break back in, but not into the top 2. I mean, I think Liverpool fans would take 3rd right now, wouldn't they? Wouldn't you? Finally, there's 2 spots left. Are Arsenal going to win their first Premier League in a long time? Or will Man City do it again? The fairy tale is there for Arsenal. They're top of the league right now, but I've got them finishing 2nd, guys. I think they're just going to drop off. And a large part of that is the Gabriel Jesus injury. He's going to be missing for some time. Again, if they go out and strengthen and sign a really good striker, that does make things interesting. But Man City's depth, for me, is that little bit stronger. They can deal with injuries better. And they've just got so many great players. And obviously the Haaland factor. The Haaland factor is a joke. If something happens to Haaland, that might give Arsenal the Premier League title. I do believe that. Because even though I just said City have got a lot of depth, I think they've had to play a certain way with Haaland, which is working so well. But when he's not there, they're struggling to readjust. That's my current hypothesis. So we'll see what happens with Haaland. But assuming everyone stays fit, or assuming Haaland stays fit, I think Man City will win the league. As for Arsenal, I think 2nd is amazing. Like, I actually backed them to finish 4th at the start of the year, which I got, again, some stick for. People were like, Arsenal aren't going to finish 4th. Just like when I predicted them to finish 5th last year, people told me I was wrong. I've seen the slow progression in Arsenal coming. It's just come a little bit quicker than I thought it was going to, and I think probably most people thought it was going to this year. They've got some tough fixtures to come, and that is going to be really the proof in the pudding moment for Arteta's Arsenal as to whether they are really good enough to win the league. They could win the league. I'm not saying they can't. I just think the safer money's on City right now. So that's what I've got, guys. Based on my current ideas of what I've seen from the Premier League so far, City are going to win the league. Arsenal and Newcastle are going to get top 4. So are Liverpool. And unfortunately, Bournemouth, Forest and Wolves are going to leave the Premier League. What do you think, though? Who have I upset this time? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know who you've got to go down, who you've got to get top 4, who you've got to win the league. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. Until next time, don't go changing.